I'm here to talk about Bard's late level tactics. Now, for most characters, I would say late levels begin at 11 and beyond. For Bards, I'd say 10 and beyond, because Magical Secrets is such a game-changing moment for us. What sets Bards apart as one of the most powerful classes in the game is their fight-winning spells. Their only real competition in fight-winning spells is Wizard. They get the premier fight-winning spell for most spell levels. I'd say the one exception to that is Wall of Force. At a 6th level, they're picking up Mass Suggestion. 4th level, they have Polymorph. 3rd level, Hypnotic Pattern, and so on and so forth. They're just stacked when it comes to fight-winning spells. Now, with some of our Magical Secrets, we may want to take more fight-winning spells, but as my video in Magical Secrets suggests, it's hard to evaluate at this level because Bards are so flexible. There's going to be infinite amount of different kinds of Bards, but I kind of have to take the median here to give us a baseline. So this is the baseline tactics, but it may diverge depending on how crazy you get with your Bard. But generally speaking, Bards have several weaknesses still at this level. Bards are defined by their weaknesses. They are so powerful on their aggressive fight-winning spells that they have weaknesses to be exploited. So let's talk about those. The first and most important one is our mobility. It's why I think Fey Touched is such a powerful feat for the Bards, is that we get that Misty Step, which just helps us with that turn-by-turn boost in mobility. So important. And similarly, Find Greater Steed is such a defining spell for Bards, even more so than the Paladin, or at least equal to the Paladin, which is kind of funny because of course it's their spell, but Bards use it so well. It increases our mobility both horizontally and vertically, and defense often is positioning, getting in cover, being out of range. These are examples of mobility being our best defense. But here's the thing, Bards have so many ranged options compared to a Paladin. Paladins are notorious for their need to get up close. Bards don't have that issue. And once we hit level 11, combining something like Mass Suggestion and Find Greater Steed is insane. We can just swoop in there, win the fight, no concentration needed, and it's done. And we can do that often. It's actually crazy. So long story short is our mobility is fundamental for our late levels. Now, I'm not saying you have to take Find Greater Steed. Magical Secrets is something that I think should be fun and should be varied. But what I am saying is that tactically speaking, or optimization, I think it's something that every Bard should at least consider. But mobility isn't Bard's only weakness. We still have struggles with our AC. We still have struggles with the amount of HP we have, and we still have struggles with saves. In particular, I think Wisdom saves stand out as our biggest save weakness. We likely have decent Constitution and decent Dexterity saves. Constitution and Dex are something we both very likely have invested in. Concentration is something we've likely invested in keeping up, and Dex we have proficiency in. So at this point, Wisdom is our main weakness, and something that has aged like fine wine is Motivational Speech, the 3rd level spell. Now, when we just had 3rd level spells, Motivational Speech is decent, but it's like we might be giving up a Hypnotic Pattern, and that's too much of an expense that early. But the later we get, the less expensive a 3rd level spell is, and the more attractive Motivational Speech gets. In between every combat, we should probably re-up our Motivational Speech so they cannot open up combats confidently with Wisdom saves, because we and our teammates, everyone we've given it to, have advantage. So they have to chip down our HP first, which may be hard if they don't have the range to be dealing with us on a Find Greater Steed. After they do that, now they can use their Wisdom saves. So it really takes one of our weaknesses and makes it almost an asset to us that now they have to go through a very narrow playstyle or deal with us rolling an advantage every time. Now, as far as our AC goes, that's still a problem. Mobility is going to help with that a lot. We can position ourselves to not take hits. We can position ourselves behind cover. We can position ourselves in the air. So mobility is the biggest piece of this, but we're still going to take attacks. Mirror Image, despite it being a 2nd level spell, is still being used all the time here. And what's really interesting about Bards, all of the spells I just mentioned, Mirror Image, Find Greater Steed, Motivational Speech, and Mass Suggestion are all concentrationless. We are now super powerful without needing any concentration at all, which is a scary thought. And again, something that I think gives us the edge against Wizards is that we have all this set up. Wizards cannot get Find Greater Steed. Wizards cannot get Motivational Speech. Wizards are relying on Mass Suggestion, their own mobility, and other defensive spells. They're less protected than us. And I think if there's an argument for why Bards are better late level than Wizards are, it's there. I don't think they outclass the Wizards in spell selection, although I think they compete because Magical Secrets is something else. What makes Wizards better than Druids is spell selection, and Bards having unlimited spell selection or very close to unlimited spell selection makes them compete with wizards. At this point, I've talked up to 11th level, but really this core playstyle I'm talking about defines us until the end. And the end just gets more and more ridiculous. Every time we're gaining levels, we're just getting crazier and crazier spells, crazier and crazier magical secrets, and we can get to the point where we're just absolutely breaking the game. Bards break the game just like wizards do. We get Wish, we get True Polymorph, we get Mass Polymorph, Prismatic Wall, so on and so forth. We just become absolutely insane. But I don't think that core playstyle of protecting our weaknesses, increasing our mobility, using our powerful fight winning spells ever really changes for the optimal Bard. Now this is my take on Bard's late level tactics, but I would love to hear your guys' take. Did I miss anything? Is there a super important spell that I missed? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, I just hope you have yourselves a lovely day, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.